Welcome to The Road to the Rolex, a video series following me, a professional motorsports videographer, as I take on the Rolex 24 Daytona. I'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at everything from how I approach shooting race cars, I'll show you how I edit content quickly, and why sometimes what I'm doing looks kind of weird, but proving that the results are always worth it. All leading towards the big one, the Rolex 24. But first, we start our 2-week journey preparing for a very important media day. Grab a drink, have a seat, and let's get 2026 started. Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. This time we're doing a little different. This one's a bit more of a vlog style video. It is currently Monday, January 12th. Tomorrow I head to Daytona International Speedway for the first week of the Rolex at 24. We call it the Roar. This time I'm going to take you a little bit more behind the scenes for the next 2 weeks, show a little bit more about the process and how everything happens and what I'm thinking a lot of the times. And the start of this journey starts here in my garage. This is my garage at my home in St. Louis. It's a little bit cold outside right now, but I have an entire kit right here of stuff that I need to take to Daytona for our media day. Now, media day for me consists of a couple things. I need to have a setup that can handle some hero shots on the pit lane. And then I have an entire studio setup that is right here that I'm going to set up for interviews, but also some other sort of non-location specific hero shots. I've got a small list of things that I want to try to accomplish with this setup. And the most important thing is that it has to be somewhat versatile, because I'm going to go straight from doing hero shots to doing interviews. So those lighting setups need to be really easy to move around, because I am a one-man band. So a lot of times I'm the only one sort of touching this stuff and setting this stuff up. So I need to be able to mix and change things and get the most sort of diverse result, but also have a very similar kit. So I'm going to get some of this stuff unpacked. I'm going to do my interview setup first, because that is kind of the most important to me. And we're just going to test it out here in my garage before we head south to Daytona. This is pretty good. I think I would subject sitting sort of diagonal to the back. I would love to, we're tight in these rooms, so I would love to get myself further, or the subject further towards the backdrops, but the closer you get, obviously the more chance you have at showing the backdrop, and I'm trying to black it out, so I need a little bit of separation from that. I think it looks pretty good with the lights. See what it looks like without the lights. A little bit more realistic starting point. I am going to go grab a camera and then a subject that I can use, and we'll see if we can get the image we want out of this. All in all, I'd say the interview stuff went pretty well. I ended up flipping the set around a little bit because I like the key light sort of being right up against the backdrop on that side. I'm getting a lot less spill sort of as I shoot across it, and that's sort of allowing me to still shoot shadow side, which I definitely want to do. I want it to be fairly dramatic. This is a little Drive to Survive inspired, so I definitely want it to be a little bit more on the dramatic side. It's not often we get to use a studio like this. A lot of these things are done outdoors for me, so I did try a few clips with an accent light. And at the moment, I think I prefer that. I think it adds a little bit of spice with the team color. So we'll see what it looks like when I get it in the computer. I think ultimately the interview stuff is going to be pretty easy to set up. The hero shots are maybe a little bit more unique. So I think I'm good on the interview stuff. I'm going to move on to the hero shots. All right, gotta be done with the hero shots for now. Didn't find anything that was like overly awesome. Some of the stuff there at the end was pretty good. The purpose of the hero shots are not necessarily to get anything of them suiting up. I have an outdoor hero shot session as well. That right now is supposed to be raining, but hopefully it ends up getting sunny and nice for that, because I've got some plans for that. This is more for very intense stuff that we can use at all the rounds, because it's not facility specific. It's just a black backdrop. So hopefully this offers me some flexibility for the year. That's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna get this stuff packed up and get it in my truck tonight, actually, because I am leaving tomorrow morning to head south to Florida. And yeah, we'll see you in the truck tomorrow. All right, and finally, after what felt like 700 changes, we are finally done with the setup. I have changed this a lot since you saw us at the house, but ultimately I think I'm pretty happy with this. The most important thing to me is that it gives me a lot of options so that not every shot is looking the same. So I'm gonna break down the setup and sort of how I expect to shoot this. All right, so here's a sort of zoomed out version of the setup. I'm gonna go just first things first, camera. This is the FX3. It has got a little Prime Effects lens filter, or wheel, on the front of the lens to do some light refraction work. I have to have the monitor on this camera because I do have to go manual focus quite a lot since we're so dark in here. I also have the gimbal, which I will probably use as like a wide sort of push-in, just a little bit more BTS looking. And now for the light setup. So I've got 3 setups that I'm gonna run. I'm gonna call setup number 1 is gonna be just with this hair light on. So it's a little bit ominous, it's a little bit dark. It's going to show just over the back of the shoulders of the drivers. It's blue. I don't know if that's coming across, but that's going to be stage number 1. Stage number 2 is going to be also with the hair light on, but with these 2 left lights on. So it's an Aperture 300D with a light dome and an egg crate on it, and then another one of the 2 tube lights. The goal with this one is to light up the right side of the driver's face, but then also have that blue hair light sort of casting a little bit of rim around them. So the left side of the driver's face will be very dark, but the right side will be nice and lit. And then lastly, number 3, what I'm going to call it, is going to be a little bit more down low to the left here. I'm going to use this sort of back, I don't even know what it is, like a Godox 150 SL. It's got some barn doors on it. I'm going to use this to sort of simulate the lights that are often on the front stretch. So, you know, if they were on the pit lane, these would be the lights that would be behind them. I'll probably turn the tube light off for that. But that's what I'm going to use this sort of setup number 3 for. Just want to say it's always well-intentioned to do more BTS work, but it's quite hard to do the job, especially as a solo like me, and also have time to show some of the BTS. So hopefully that was a good explanation of my setup. We're going to see how the shots go. Hopefully it's pretty smooth. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this and editing it, so hopefully it goes smooth, but they're going to be here in 15 minutes, and we'll see how she goes. Anything for you, Greg. These lenses are so cool, Greg.
Johnny's gonna pick up his helmet at least.
What's up? Dude, they are really cool, these lenses. Is that what you're doing? You're just...
Yeah.
They're just like distorted?
Yeah.
Dude, Greg.
Yeah, it works on the camera too.
Dandy's fucking noise.
Oh my god.
Okay, midday update. It has been a hectic day, as is the case with media days. It always goes a little bit behind schedule, so done a lot of rushing around, haven't done as much BTS. But I have the room switched over now. We've done all our hero shots. I have the room switched over to an interview setup. Don't have a lot of time, which is why it was so important to test this stuff at my garage. But here is a look at my interview setup. All right, super basic. Let me kill the light. Super basic setup. Just have a hair light and a key light. I'm not going to do any accented lights. I tested that. I just wasn't like massively thrilled with it. So I've decided against it. This is the setup. First things first, 2 camera setup. Have the FX3. The A7S III, this one is pretty tight and way above their eye line. It's very dramatic. And then the FX3 is a lot wider and much more level with their eye line. The key light is the Aperture 300D Mark II. And then the hair light is just one of the Pavo 30C, I think they're called. Just set really low. Now we're gonna get into these interviews.
A different kind of beast. This is the race everybody wants to win. This is the race where all the biggest brands, all the biggest things, they bring their A game.
We have survived media day. but this is the status of my desk right now. So at what cost? Okay, so as you saw, we survived media day. It has been an extremely hectic day. These days always are. They never go on time. Everything gets backed up, and then it seems like we're always the ones that get kind of cut. But I did get all the stuff I wanted. I got some stuff on the pit lane, which I wasn't able to show you, just because it was a very last minute deal and I didn't take the old vlog camera. And then we were able to get a good variety of hero shots, and then we finally did some interviews. I would say if I was recapping some of the setups, the hero shot deal was good. I liked that I had options. The stuff on the pit lane was great. I mean, that was always going to be good. The interview was maybe a little basic. I had tested some accent lighting stuff at home, but ultimately, because we were so far behind, we made up sort of the gap that I had between hero shots and interviews. So we made that gap up by just going straight into the interview. So I really only had a second to get everything changed over. So ultimately, I'm not super pumped about that, but I don't use a lot of that anyway. I think it's all a learning experience. Next year, of course, I'll schedule things differently. I'll plan for the delays, and yeah, hopefully we're able to stretch it a little further. But that's where we're at for today. We still have plenty to do. We still have a track walk. I have to mount some action cameras tonight to get ready for tomorrow, and so I'm going to have a little break, sit down for a second, and then we're going to head out to the track walk. Look at this light. Look at this light. This is lovely. We're going to try to get out real quick, get some shots while this light is really good on this track walk. I don't always do the track walks, but it's really hard to beat this light right now. So I'm gonna walk down the pit lane, walk a couple corners. It's been quite the day if you've been following along. And so I'm a little tired, but I think we want to end the day nice. A couple of the cars just getting done with their car-to-car sessions right now. We have some of those bright and early tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna get some beauties on this track walk. Okay, so the tram driver just told me that I can put a little mount on the front of the truck. Because we're not allowed to hard mount to the cars, I don't know, maybe I can use this as like just a little short piece, make it look like we're driving around the track. I'm getting a DJI camera ready. We're gonna stick this on the front of the truck. So this is the mount set up. This is the Falcam F22 system. It's got my camera right there on it. It's just gonna point us straight. We go around the banking, and they take you all the way back to the bus stop on the other end of the track. So yeah, I think this might look pretty cool. I say in my action cam video that I use stabilization off. I'm not really looking for a nice, beautiful, sort of cinematic run around the track. I'm looking for something that feels like intense, like it's mounted to the front of a car, because for something like this, I would put audio over top of it that made it sound like, you know, we had this thing mounted to the front of the car. So because we're not allowed to do that, this is a way that I can get some similar footage, but yeah, not get in trouble mounting cameras to the car. Now, just hopefully it stays on the entire trip around. Okay. Track walk went pretty good. He did let me mount stuff to the front of his...
Bye, Greg. Bye, little cutie.
Oh man, spent a lot of time with him today. Anyway, like I was saying, the track walk went pretty good. And then now the last thing I'm doing today, we have a car-to-car session, which is where we sort of shoot the car rolling. And we have that early in the morning. So I'm gonna go try to mount some cameras in the car tonight because the session is quite early tomorrow. And I have to do a meeting with NBC on sort of what they want from the session. I'm going to go try to mount these cameras in the car now, and then finally can have a look at some of this footage we shot today. Okay, you saw the mounts in the cars. I hope the one on the steering column is going to be okay. When Dudu Barrichello is doing the car-to-car session, so need to make sure it clears his legs. I don't think he'll ever be at 180 degrees, but if he is, it's possible there was an issue clearing his leg. So I'll check that in the morning. I have a hard one on the roll bar as well. So I think I've got options there. And one of the big things I'm focusing on this year is like maximizing every single day as much as possible. I think like this last little bit, obviously media day, last year was my first time doing a proper media day. And so I feel that effort carried over to this year, but I'm also trying to do more than I did last year as well. So I think doing the action cam on the front of that truck, and maybe nothing comes of it. I mean, I'll learn from that, but I think ultimately I'm just trying to do more, right? Maximize every day as much as I can. We have this car-to-car session tomorrow. They're allowing us to put cameras on the car. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get there tonight. I'm gonna get it all set up because tomorrow things are gonna be flying around sort of like crazy. So I feel pretty good about my effort today shooting. There's no telling. I haven't actually looked at anything yet, so it's hard to say. So I'm gonna go pack up the studio setup. We're gonna pack that into the truck, and then we're gonna maybe get some dinner and we'll see what these clips look like. Okay, welcome to my hotel room after a very busy media day. I am extremely tired, and like I said, I was not able to download cards all day. I've got my media day stuff in the computer. I've messed around with it a little bit. You've been on the journey here, so I wanted to show you a little bit about some of the favorites that I've got. I was messing around with several lens filters. As you can kind of see, you know, you've got these shots that are pretty, I mean, the lighting is great, right? We've got really dramatic. This one, I think, is just one overhead tube light, and then the 300 Mark D on the side. So this was my sort of what I was describing as my option 2. So this, just to put you where we were, this is still in log. This is not graded. This is where we were when we started. Just the one, this is position 1, we'll say, with one of the prime FX lens filters with just the overhead tube light. This was the, we'll call it position 2 with the same setup. So this is position 1 with just the overhead light on. This is position 2 with both the overhead light from position 1 and also the tube light and the 300D Mark II. I think I was like on 5% or something, like crazy low. So you don't need a light with all that power for something like this. You could easily get by with a 120D. Still doing lens filter stuff, obviously manual focus with all that kind of stuff. This is a separate lens filter. Here was a still I put on Instagram. This is one of the circular filters. This is super fun, dramatic one of Alex. That's quite fun. Again, another filter we're trying on Alex. This is something I'm going to use where like it's just a thing of him, and then it like pumps straight into this filter. I'm gonna do like a little, you know, something like that. Had a nice setup of Alex. This one is from like what we were calling position 3, which is basically all the lights on, including the light that I had behind, the spotlight and barn door light that I had behind. I think I put a lot of effort into this day. As a solo, it's hard sometimes to keep up. Thankfully, Walter and Buddy were stand-ins for me, so I could get the lighting right. It saved me a lot of time. But yeah, ultimately pretty happy with these shots. Really good first day in Daytona, first day of the year for me. So I'm excited to get some sleep. We have to get up extremely early. I think I'll set an alarm for 5:30 or so. Because we have a car-to-car tomorrow morning, and it looks like we're going to get some pretty good lights, so pretty excited to get started for tomorrow, but I'm going to get to bed. We'll see you then. Coming up in the Road to Rolex series. Just know, when you're looking at this footage, I was freaking cold. I said I can go up, so looks like it's going to be a good day.
What a champion.